so let's now look at this one. I have no idea what that means. The remote is connected. Oh, okay, it's gone. Okay, so a sub 0 is 162. So a sub 1, if we plug that in, I'm going to have 0.5 times a sub 0. Well, that is 0.5 times 162, which equals 81. Okay, a sub 2, and we're going to count this as one of the, find the first 6 terms. This one started at a sub 1. They can also start at a sub 0. It kind of depends on the sequence, and we'll look at that a little bit more later. So a sub 2 is going to be 0.5 times a sub 1, which is 0.5 times 81. Okay, and that is 40.5. And just looking then at this pattern, the next one's going to be 20.25. The next one is 10.125. The next one is 5.0625. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So hopefully you got those answers. All you're doing is you're dividing by 2 every time, because dividing by 2 is the same thing as multiplying by a half. All right, so let's look at the actual formulas. Those examples were more just to kind of give you the feel of taking the answer to one and putting it in to the equation of the next one. Okay, so recursive equations for arithmetic and geometric sequences. Okay, this is one for arithmetic. Okay. It looks more complicated than it is. What it's saying is, here's the difference. This is what's getting added to it. And you're taking the previous term and adding to it. Then you take the next one and add to it. Then you take the next one and add to it. Just like that example we saw, we kept adding 4. Okay? And so this one, the geometric, same thing. I'm taking one term, the term before, the one I'm looking for, multiplying it by the ratio. Then I take that one and multiply it by the ratio. And then I take the next one and multiply it by the ratio. So I think these are actually, in a way, a little easier than the explicit ones. They look complicated, but remember, you've only got 3 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. So, write a recursive rule for these. So first of all, let's write our arithmetic one. Let's go a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 plus d. And then we have a sub n equals r times a sub n minus 1. Looks like a d. Okay. All right, so for this first one, what is happening between each one of these? We're adding 10, right? So we're going to use the arithmetic formula. And what we're going to need is, well, we don't need much. We just need d, and we have it right there. It's 10. So I do need, though, what it's going to start with. So in my answer, I have a sub 1 equals 3. That's my first one. And then a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 plus 10. Okay? But in order to find a sub n, I've got to have an a sub 1 here, or in order to find a sub 2, excuse me, I've got to have a sub 1 here, and that's why I have to start with this. Okay, so over here, what is being multiplied by each one of these? Well, it's not really obvious. So what I would do is I would take my calculator and I would throw in one of these. I'll take 40. 40 divided by 16 is 2.5. Okay, so my rate is 2.5, and I'll use a decimal this time. Okay, and my a sub 1 is 16. So my answer is a sub n equals 2.5 times a sub n minus 1. Again, why does this have to be part of our answer, this a sub 1? Well, if I go to find a sub 1, okay, say I go a sub 1 equals r times a sub 1 minus 1. Well, I don't have an a sub 0. Okay, so there's always got to be, this one here is going to be the term that's before this one. So we've always got to start off with at least one term. Okay, so I want you to try these. So go ahead and pause right now. All right, let's give these a go. So let's see what we've got going on here. We are multiplying by 7 every time. Okay, so this is going to be geometric. So my rate is 7. So I have a sub n equals my rate 7 times a sub n minus 1. And I've got to know where to start here. So a sub 1 is 2. Okay, over here, what's happening with each one of these is we're subtracting by 6. So D is negative 6. So I have a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 plus D, or minus 6, and a sub 1 is 19. That's where I'm starting. All right, let's move on in the next video.